As I was walking into my gym 2 weeks ago, I saw this young lady at the front desk. But the closer I got to the check-in point, I realized it was not a young lady. It was a man dressed like a woman. Then yesterday, I was at Walmart and I saw this young lady, but I knew it wasn't a lady. It was a man, a young man dressed like a woman. It could have been the same person. But the second time it happened, I was grieved in my spirit. And the grief I was feeling was a little bit of what the Lord feels towards his creations. And also recently, in Jamaica, a model it is suspected that she committed suicide. And I saw some videos, one of which she was speaking about suicidal ideations she was having. And based on my experiences with demonic entities, I recognized that what she was dealing with was demonic oppression, and they're trying to drive her to commit suicide. And a part of this is, in Exodus 32, Moses was on the mountain of God, and the Lord was angry with the Israelites for their idolatry. And the Lord told Moses to get off the mountain so that his wrath could wax hot against the Israelites. He was going to destroy them, the entire nation, and raise up a nation out of Moses. But Moses was able to intercede on the Israelites' behalf. But judgment was still served against the Israelites. Moses was able to intercede to calm the Lord down. When the Lord later judged Moses and told him that he would not enter the promised land, there came a point where the Lord told Moses to not speak to him about it anymore. He was not going to change his mind. Ever since the beginning of time, devils have been interfering with the things of men, humanity. And one of the most egregious cases is in Genesis 6, where some angels took the daughters of men as wives and procreated with them. That caused the Lord to destroy most of the earth with a great flood. I say all of this because God will not be mocked. The enemy's attempts to pervert, destroy, and interfere with God's creations, those who are created in his image and likeness, will be matched by God's unbridled wrath. It is written that if the enemy or the prince of the world knew, they'd have never crucified the Lord of glory. Likewise, when Satan and his angels, his cronies, received their judgment, they would have wished they were never created. And they're going to learn, based on the seriousness, the consequences of their actions, that God will not be mocked. And one thing about lake of fire and brimstone, it is torments, not just torment, but torments that last forever and ever. And the more the devil tries to make a mockery of God and his precious creations, is the more God's going to make a mockery of him. Satan and his angels are going to regret the day they were ever created. One of the last things Jesus said about Judas was that the Son of Man goes as it has been written about him. But woe to the one who betrays the Son of Man. It would have been better if he had never been born. So Satan and his angels, they've been trying to make a mockery of God and his creations, but God will not be mocked. And just like in times past, where Moses could talk God out of his anger, that will not be the case for Satan, because God will not be deterred, and his unbridled wrath will be unleashed against Satan and his followers. But also say this to human beings, those who are serving Satan. In 1 Samuel 15, the Lord told Samuel to tell King Saul to destroy the Amalekites. And yes, destroy everything, babies, and even the livestock. In part because of what the Amalekites had done to the Israelites. Because the Amalekites, they attacked the Israelites, those who were lingering behind, the weak, the elderly, the young. So the Amalekites destroyed the Israelites in such a way when they're trying to make their journey into the promised land. So when it was time for judgment, the Lord said, destroy all of them. So when God renders judgment, it is a serious thing. But one of the things King Saul did was that he told the Kenites that they should leave. If they left, they would be spared because they were merciful towards the Israelites. But if they remained among the Amalekites, they too would be destroyed. So any human being who's been a messenger of Satan, it is best that you come out from among him, or you're going to share in the devil's judgment. But just like when Cain received God's judgment, and he said that his punishment was more than he could bear, likewise for Satan and any of his followers who go into the lake of fire and brimstone. Because right now, it is like they're taking pleasure in their wickedness, pleasure in their perversions, pleasure in leading God's children astray, God's creation astray. Skin for skin, life for life. And by the way, this revelation hit me yesterday. It is said that we have angels, or an angel assigned to us, recording everything that we do or say. And those things will be held against us if we are not protected by the blood of the Lamb on Judgment Day. And yesterday hit me that if that's actually the case, where there's an angel recording our lives to bear witness against us, those same events will be used against the devils. And yes, they have already been judged, but they will not be able to say, when they receive their punishment, that they were not deserving of it, because they've been working hard for it. And one of the things we see in Revelation 19, when the Lord Jesus Christ returns, he is coming back to wage war and to judge his enemies. And when he comes back, he's going to cast the Antichrist, the beast, and the false prophet alive into the lake of fire and brimstone. So it's not like they'll stand before him for judgment. They have already been judged, and they'll be cast alive into the lake of fire and brimstone. So God will not be mocked. God, as Moses said in Exodus 15, is a man of war. The Lord is a consuming fire. And that fire will be unbridled when he releases it against Satan and his cronies, Satan and his followers. So as a human being, come out from among them, lest you share in their judgment, because just like Satan, you'll be saying, my punishment is more than I can bear.